Good morning, Lisa. It's Emily. Nice to meet you, unofficially, I guess. I'm just about to make up a coffee solution, so I thought I'd do my video. I was sort of trying to wait for the house to be a little bit tidy before I started the video, but I'm just giving up on that dream. It might be a couple years before that actually happens. Um, so I use a mason jar to measure my water, but I basically put a heavy 5 cups of water in a saucepan. Sometimes I put up to 6 cups of water in the saucepan, just because a lot of the water tends to boil off and absorb into the coffee. So mine is just about to boil. Personally, I just buy a whole organic coffee from Whole Foods, but you can use any light roast organic coffee. I like to use whole beans because they're fresher. Coffee does have a tendency to mold, and the fresher the best. So I like to grind them fresh. If you can only find already ground a light roast coffee, that's okay too. Go ahead and grab it. The most important thing is to make sure it's organic. You don't have to necessarily get a light roast. You can go into a medium or a dark. The light roast just has the most caffeine in it, and it's the caffeine that we're after. So I'm measuring out, I do 13 tablespoons of fresh ground coffee. And something's not working with this, so I'm going to turn down my boiling water and figure out what's up with this plug. Looks like so my grinder, it only holds about 6 or 7 tablespoons, so I just do it in 2 batches. I might go a little heavy. It's not an exact science for the ratio. I just had like half of a tablespoon extra in there, and I would prefer just to keep things clutter-free. As you do more and more, you might want to play with the amount of coffee that you put in there. Hold on one second. Some people like a stronger brew, and some people like a less strong brew. You obviously don't want to go super duper off with those measurements, but there is a little room for flexibility if you're finding that you're just having a hard time holding it, or you're finding that, after a little while, maybe you just want to see what happens if you do a little bit more. As far as I've read, there's not a whole lot that can go wrong with doing these enemas. As long as you're not taking too many a day without doing some sort of proper electrolyte balancing. Gerson recommends juicing, but you could also do coconut water. Fresh coconut water is the best, or just clean, healthy eating. I don't know where I was going with that train of thought, so I'm going to drop it. So I have added my coffee grinds in here. I stir it up to make sure that all of the grinds are in the water, and I give it a hard boil for 5 minutes. So that's the stage that I'm on right now. After this 5-minute hard boil, I'm going to turn the heat down just to a low, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to simmer it for 15 minutes. And that's the brewing process. So just to recap quickly, you have your 5 heavy 6 cups of water that you boiled, and you throw in your 13 tablespoons of ground organic coffee. Boil hard for 5 minutes, and then cover it and simmer it for 15 minutes. This is going to give you a concentrate, so this is going to be enough to give you probably 4 enemas. I was doing making it fresh every batch, but that just gets so time consuming when life really actually happens around you. So 4 cups that I make, I store in the refrigerator in a mason jar. It lasts about 2 or 3 days. So even if I'm not doing these coffee breaks as heavily as I was doing them a couple of months ago, but when I was doing 4 a day, it would just be a one morning brew, early in the morning. Then I'd have my concentrate that I would top off with water, and and have my day. So this will give me a couple days worth, which saves a lot of time. I'll come back and share with you what happens, but this is just a concentrate, so you're not going to put this into your enema bag or bucket. You're going to dilute it down with water. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna send you over a couple of videos. This one's about 6 minutes long. I think it gives you the gist of the boiling process. If you have any questions that need to be clarified on this process, let me know. And if not, just move on to the next video. Bye, Lisa. I'm excited that you're doing this. I think that you'll love them. I know I love them. I'm on an enema group on Facebook. It's a coffee enema support group, but it tends to be more excitement about how wonderful these are, and is it normal to have this sense of freedom and euphoria and just anger releasing, and over and over again. These are common experiences with people who do these. I'm to the point now where they're less effective in that regard. Though I'm hoping these past few months I've developed a lot of anger within me, and I'm hoping that these kind of hash that out. But in the beginning, especially, the shift from pre-enema days and post-enema days is pretty profound. So, blessings, Lisa.